Good morning. It is raining out and I'm walking anyway because I committed to rain. No, I did not commit to rain. I committed to walking. So my title today may surprise some people because a lot of people who work in personal development or as entrepreneurs, we like quick. We like the fast way to do things, the shortcut through change, the 5-step way to change your life in an instant. And I don't blame you for liking that. I am a quick starter. I don't know if any of you have taken the Colby test, which is, hi, Ann. Good morning, Darko. Good morning, Ann. The Colby Index test is an amazing, it's not a personality test. I'm actually not sure how to describe the test, but it's really amazing. And the results show you kind of like how you work efficiently. So for me, none of you will be surprised by this. I'm very quick start and I'm not big on follow through in detail. My brain is much more visionary style than implementer style. So in that, I like quick change. I like quick results. I like to be able to feel something measured and know I'm not on the right track. Starting to rain even harder now. No, I'm on the right track rather than the long game of, let's say, exercise to change my body that takes more than a day to see results. Working with a client and not feeling like they're getting where they want to go. Working with myself and not moving as fast as I want to go. So a lot of things, Darko, I make it easy for you. So a lot of these pieces we all struggle with because we get the excited idea, we have the adrenaline pushing us to move us forward, and then the reality of how long it actually takes to morph, change, and get results settles in, and then we lose our staying power. But I want to argue that a little bit. Not necessarily argue, but I want to point out the benefit of what happens when things take a while. When things take a while, you give yourself, your soul, your heart, your momentum, your brain, the opportunity to change along the journey. If the change really happened as fast as you want it to happen, the instant you have the idea, the moment you realize that you're wanting something more than you have currently now, then if you changed in that instant, you wouldn't have the ability to grow into the person you need to be the container for that new change. So if, let's say, I want to hit $1 million this year, which I'm sure you probably want to hit $1 million this year too, and I made that money tomorrow, I'd probably freak myself out so much because my systems wouldn't be ready. My brain wouldn't be ready. My schedule wouldn't be ready. My calendar wouldn't be ready to facilitate that. But along the way of me building towards that $1 million or whatever the goal is, or perfect body or better relationships, and you can pick anything fits into this category, you become the person who trusts yourself and your intuition, who knows to diagnose when something's working and not working, who knows how to make better choices in this growth. So yesterday in my membership group called Mavericks Unleashed, which you'll be hearing about more in the next few weeks, we were having a conversation. I do a weekly live stream, and on my live stream we were talking about the growth that it takes to find out who you are in relation to other people, which is something that happens in intimate relationships, family, friends, even in work relationships. And it's, how do you know when it's you? How do you know when it's them? And this speaks to exactly that. You only know how to diagnose what's going on instead of just reacting to things by being in the game with yourself long term, by getting to know yourself and who you surround yourself with and what you're trying to accomplish in life and living with your drivers and values and motivators, and then saying, does this fit for me? As you grow, does it fit? As you grow, do I need to change? Do I need to shift gears because what used to work for me isn't working for me anymore? So the more expanded version of me, the bigger vision of my business, my life, my body, my emotions, now needs to add something on. So the crew in there is very close and very comfortable with each other, which I'm proud of myself that I curated such great people because it helps everyone move. So if I went in and said, okay, we're doing a 4-week run and everyone's going to change everything in the 5 areas of life that I teach, everyone would probably either run, think I was crazy, which they may think I'm crazy anyway, and not believe me because they shouldn't. They shouldn't trust that. You can't, yes, there's a way to kickstart things, but that's not where the real change happens. It happens in the small moments where you make a bold move and then you rest in it. You recover from the vulnerability hangover. You believe the fact that you can change something this time, that this result won't play out in the same pattern that it has for all of these years. But the only way you can have that is in the long-standing game, in you being able to see that you have more power within yourself to decide what happens to you and at you than you may have believed in the past. The only way you can test that is with trial and error. Trial and error takes time. So in this long game, not only can we get frustrated, we can also feel very alone, which are two big factors that make people try to speed things up. If they get afraid, they want to speed it up. If they feel lonely, they grip to find something to make them feel better. That can come in addictions of all sorts. That can come into leaning into things that are not the best thing. It can also cause you to kind of scale back to what you didn't want to be doing, but because you're not sure what else to do, you start making wrong moves just to feel busy in that you're doing something about it. You're fixing the problem. Most problems are not what we think we are, and the fixing is a really dangerous habit that we do to try to put a salve on something that's hurting. So the reason that those short-term things don't work well is because the rubber band snapback of too much change makes us even more scared than the change itself. So if I crank open too quickly, then I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know who I would be with that. Well, I'd probably know who I would be with the perfect body, so we'll take that one out. I'd probably be naked most of the time or walking around in a bikini in the rain. But minus bodies. But a lot of times people will change their bodies, and then they see their partner freaked out by how much they've changed. They see that their friends are treating them differently because they're judging them that they're eating differently in a restaurant. Or if your business is becoming successful and your friends who used to like to bitch and moan with you about that they had no clients, I've had that, where friends who I thought I was very close with unfriended me when my success started kicking up because we weren't in the same category anymore. I wasn't going to sit and bitch and moan anymore, and I was actually busy working when they were busy complaining. So it's not really a judgment against other people. It's just understanding and diagnosing that you outgrow things, and that's okay, and things won't feel the same way that they did when you first started. So allowing the long-term game to actually fuel your growth by being able to say, who do I want to become along this journey? And believing the change as it happens. Let go of that old me, new me. It's not that. It's the transitional stage. So you're in the transition. Allow the transition to happen to you and say, oh, I reacted differently this time, and I really like that. Take note of it. Note when you react differently, and also take note of when you react the old way that isn't working for you anymore, and say, you know what, that's an old habit. I don't want to be doing that anymore. I don't want to get scared when I know I don't have to be. I want to lean in and use the fear as fuel. See that there's a clue that I have an opportunity for growth. So the key here to me is finding a support system around you while you're in that unknown transitional state. Because we now understand from what I explained, we can't fast forward results as much as people like to promise and sell that. You do need the staying power. Within that staying power, who are your running buddies on the marathon? Who's refueling you? Who are you resting with on the side? Who's sneaking you a protein bar on the side? Or sneaking you something in a flask that may not be a power drink, just saying. So surround yourself with people that you can trust to rest with you, because then it's far less lonely and far less scary to then get re-busy. I don't know if that's a word, but if it isn't, I just made it. To start busying and starting to speed up something that really needs time, space, and attention to marinate and nurture the change that you're looking for in your life. My face is soaking wet, so I'm going to now go inside because I have my first coaching call of the day. But I'm very proud of myself that I walked, so I figured I would take you guys along with me, because for me, walking every day is not really something exciting. So I'm trying to bring people along with me, whether it's a call of someone I want to speak to or speaking to you guys, so that I know I'm committing to myself to do something that's out of my comfort zone, because most days I don't even put shoes on since I'm working at home all the time. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Hope it is not as rainy and disgusting as it is here. And I will be back tomorrow. Bye.